G'day viewers, welcome to another super helpful, super cool repair video from the Goat Shed, located in Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia. Now today is Thursday, August 15th, 2024, and it's 16 degrees Celsius outside, which equates to 60.8 degrees Fahrenheit. Now it's quite a warmish sort of day. It's a little bit cloudy, and we've had a couple of 3 days in a row with this weather, I think, and a little unusual for this time of year. We're still in winter, but we're almost halfway, well, we are halfway through winter now, so halfway through the end of the month of August, and spring starts in September. Alright, we're up to the repair of and troubleshooting of Bowling Queen. We're happy to report we haven't had to do an awful lot to it, but needless to say, we have had some minor things to do. So we're going to run through that with you and show you what's going on. Now we've been a bit slack in making videos of late. And those of you that saw our live broadcast over the weekend just gone would be aware that both of us have been away in separate directions. Graham went to a pinball festival in the state of Tasmania, which is like we call going overseas, and I went and drove to the city of Melbourne in another state in Victoria, which is a 2,000 kilometre round trip to pick up the Magic City. So we didn't get back till the Monday, both of us, of last week, and we'd left on the Thursday of the week previous, so sort of threw us out a bit. Alright, so here's Bowling Queen, and it's all been re-rubbered. New lamps. We've probably got a couple of lamp sockets that may need changing. We'll discover those as we go. But all in all, that's where it's up to. Now let's start this game up. And oh forbid, what have we got? We've got something not happening. It's still in game over, and we've got that horrible noise happening. What's that? We better investigate that for a start. Well, look at that. We've got the 13 tank firing all the time, the score motor running. So we're going to have to see what's going on there. There's something definitely not right there. So that was firing all the time. As the score motor spun, that fired. Alright, let's go and have a look at the schematic. Okay, so here's the circuit for that area of the machine, and what the situation is here is that we've got an 8-position bank set up. That's got the game over relay in it. That's the one that's not resetting, and this one continually resetting, the 13-position bank set up. Now obviously this is the power. The red wire here is the power side, and this is your black wire here, your common side. And I think those that aren't familiar with schematics must understand that we've got to be able to get power from here to here to make things operate. Now this is a fairly simple circuit. We have a switch here which is called the S armature switch, which has to be closed. Now the S armature switch is on the start relay. Now we know the start relay is pulling in because it's reset the score reels, but it just won't complete the reset or come out of game over. Now once the start relay pulls in, the S armature pulls in and stays on, and then this is the motor 4C. A switch closes here. This is a normally open where you have the gap. That's a normally closed where you've got the image going that way, the diagonal. So we have to have that switch closed. This switch is already closed on the D reset relay, and there are the wire colours, white, blue, red on one side and white, brown, black the other. This is my poor interpretation of drawing a fuse. Going over to fire the solenoid. Now That's not happening, but this is happening. So the S armature switch is closed. Every time motor TC closes, it fires that 13 position bank setup. So that's why we're hearing the thump, 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 thump. So we need to investigate what the problem is in this area here. All right. Well, firstly, we had a blown fuse. Now, normally when you get a blown fuse in one of these banks, it could indicate that you've got a problem with the coil. So what we did, we took that fuse out and had inspected it and found it was blown. So then we put a meter on the coil. Now those coils, that's these, the big fellas here, 5146A, 5146 I think they are. They measure out between 13 14 ohms thereabouts, and they've got to have a bit of thump in them to reset those banks. And we measured that coil, it was less than 3 ohms. So there was something wrong with it. The other coil is fine, this one's fine, that one was crook. So we've replaced the fuse and the coil, and now happily we should be able to start the game. So let's check that out, shall we? Alright, so we've repaired that, or replaced that coil, I beg your pardon, replaced that fuse. Now we should be able to start it all up, and away it should go. Beautiful. Okay, so that was the problem with that. Now it's a simple circuit. We normally test the coils when we've got them on the bench, but must have missed that. I'll blame Spanky, he must have missed that. Terrible. Although we've got a bit of a new apprentice here, which we might highlight to you soon. Well, blame him. You always blame the apprentice.
Yep.
Boy, clean the toilet.
Yep.
Alright, so let's start going over things and make sure everything works. The way this game works is it's got animation balls, which we haven't cleaned yet. We're going to be able to clean them. We had a little bit of trouble lining up the score reels, but we've shown you how to do that before in a previous video on our rat trap score reels.
Still not great, but it's better than.
Yeah, it's better than what it should. It was. The number one was just about disappearing. So what happens on this? You got some rollovers. So if we roll, and they got we've got lamps, the lights, lamps lit like here, up the top. It's a bit hard to see them from here. But I'm going to get Graham to roll over one of those rollovers, and we're going to score 50 points in an animation ball. There it comes, that animation ball. Now, the jury's out. That ball colour looks a bit yellow, but we suspect, from everything we can figure out, they were actually white once. So they were probably red and white. Those same animation balls, they're called Caitlin balls. They were used in other games like Bowling Queen's predecessor, Racquetball, Mibs, Top Score, 300. Yeah. Any others?
William's done a few, like Zigzag. That was a good
okay. I wonder if they were the same.
But they were different size balls. Okay.
They
were very, very small.
So we'll run over a few of those, and it all scores. We'll get a couple of points here. It carries over.
Yeah, it's all getting there.
It's all good. Now, what we do have to do, there's something wrong with these lane guides here.
Yeah.
The ball does get a bit caught in them. We're not sure.
We might change them to the late model ones.
We might change them over because they're pretty warped. We have sort of, we put them under heat, but they sprung back. So yeah, we've got to do something about that.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've re-rubbered it. We've done the usual stuff with the side wood here, and
the top arch was pretty good.
Top arch is good. We left it for a bit of a tuner.
Actually, the tray's good too.
And the tray is good.
But the instructions is not real good.
Yeah. So.
Oh, we've got to do a bit of work on the plunger as well.
Oh, we've got to put a new spring on it.
Yeah.
The outside spring. Yeah. Yeah. That's okay. What else do we have to do up here? We may have to do a bit of work on one or two of the pop bumpers. We think one of the springs is a bit weak in one of them. I think it's this red one here, actually.
Well, this plastic was really warped, so we had to heat that up because it was hitting the top of the The switch.
The switch, that's right.
It's
Yeah.
actually hitting the
It's
plastic.
still not 100%. We thought we had plastics here from our other bowling queen.
But I think it come with the plastics already.
Yeah, it may have done.
Yeah.
So now, the object of this now is if you get that white target out of the middle up there, you get the blue one and the red one. There's the red one here. And the blue one.
Well, in the bumpers, they alternate.
Yeah. But now what we've got specials. Here we go, somewhere.
On the left.
Oh, there they are on the left, yeah.
Only one lights.
Only one lights at a time. Now, that changes, alternates by...
The motor.
Yeah, so spin that motor. Now it's moved over to there. Now over
Yeah. Now we'll go back to that one.
to there, yeah.
And it actually alternates. It goes from that one to that one. Or that one. Oh, hang on, because we've got it on 5 ball, I think.
Yeah, it's in 5 ball.
Oh, that globe must be out. That's what the problem is. We had that trouble before. It wasn't a real good socket. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Alright, so pretty much that playfield's all done. Except for those lane guides. We've got to fix that up. Now, the only other problem we had, we had the way these work is the ball gate opens and allows the balls to fall through. The actual gate wouldn't hold on, it wouldn't open properly. We had two problems. First of all, there was that much crap on the rails the balls run on. We had to clean a bit more of that off. There's something on there, it took a bit to get it off. It's really dried hard and on grease or
A lot of
something.
surface rust too.
And the other problem we had was the reset relay. Now the reset relay on these is under the playfield on that 13 bank. I'll endeavour to show you that now. This is the D reset relay on the bank. Now what happens is when the machine starts up, at a point in time this coil here has to pull in and it holds on, and you can see the two switches on the left are open and the switch at the back here is closed. That's the lock-in switch. Now how that works, as soon as you score either 1 or 10 points, the hold on for the lock-in switch there is on the N and M relay. So that'll open, I beg your pardon, that switch will open and those two will close. The middle one completes the startup sequence, sorry about the focus there, and the outside one gives power to the rollovers and everything on the playfield. Now one complaint the guy had when he brought it here was that things weren't playing properly on the playfield. Well, that was because this switch had gotten bent and it was open all the time. So those three switches are very, very important on the start-up of a push-up ball Gottlieb game. And this one's luckily still got their third switch, opens rollovers, second switch completes start circuit, and inside switch is the ball release. Okay, and then you've got a couple of other switches which are important. These are your 4th and 5th ball switches for your match. Here, they're open at the moment, they'll close, all the balls have rolled down as if they're ready to be pushed up. And on the other side you've got the ball for game over on 3 ball or 5 ball. So we're going to have to check what this was in 3 or 5 ball. There's the plug up there for 3 and 5 ball. Currently set to 5 ball. The score motor, it came up really nicely. We cleaned it up. Really didn't have too many trouble with any of the switches in there. But when it's in 3 ball mode, it does use 2 extra score motor switches that normally aren't used. So that plug I just showed you, when you put that in, that comes into operation. And what it does, in 3 ball mode, certain rollovers for the 50 points and and getting a ball in the rack, it gives you 2 balls. So just be aware of that. What else? We've just got to hook there's your bells up there. I think we showed you in the previous video. We've got them disconnected at the moment. We'll connect all them back up. We've just got to put the fuse holder back in. We changed a few fuses that were incorrect. That's a switch we took out of... Someone had that in there for free play. We took that out. Don't really need it, especially the operator's got the key. That's the new coil and fuse we put in there. There's the nice shiny new slow blow fuse. Well, it's not a brand new coil, it's second hand. So the only other thing we had around the back, we had a bit of trouble with the armature plate on the M and N relay. That's the M relay there, and that's the N relay there. So we took those apart. Once again, we've illustrated this before. The 1 point, it gets a hell of a bashing in these earlier games. There's a lot of 1 point scoring, and those armature plates get really pitted. So we dremel them down, and as I said, we've done videos on these before. There's your 0 to 9 unit there. That's all nice and done. New braiding went on that. New original factory braiding. This is the ball rack unit, or ball rack advance unit. That's all been done up. That's the thing that pulls in or adds balls, and that's the release for them all. And that's the G relay there. That's the ball rack relay. And interesting enough, right up there, that's the I relay, the replay relay. So a lot of these older games had replay relays. All right, now what have we got happening over here? Let's have a look. That's pretty much it on bowling coin. I mean,
we've done another bowling coin before.
We did another bowling coin video about a year ago.
It's one worth watching. It's a very nice machine.
Yeah, that one is worth watching. But I thought we might have a few more problems with this. But yeah, so far so good. That's really good. Oh, we've got to adjust the flippers. Yeah. We put a new flipper kit in, but we've got to adjust them now.
And I wanted to have a look at the holder relay as well, clean that up. It's making a bit of a noise.
Oh, yeah. There's your hold relay down there, the 115 volt hold relay. The armature on it's probably a bit dodgy. It's working, of course.
But it's making a bit of a noise, and you don't want that.
The hold relay doesn't pull in till you press the start button, so on these old games. And the other thing on these old games, this is a bit of a thing to remember. If anyone's been mucking around and the score motor's out of position, this is stack 1 here. These have still got the numbers on, right? But always remember you can figure out the angled switches are always 3. The one with no wires on is the motor brake. Where are we? Here. That's the motor brake. So that's 3.5. That's stack 4. And that's stack 1. Now this machine won't start because the score motor isn't home. So if you ever get one of these games first up and it won't start, just turn the power on and spin your score motor in the anti-clockwise direction till the switch dog falls in, and it should start. Alright, what else are we going to show you? Okay, we're going to show you a little bit of work we're doing on a pro football now.
Yeah,
another one. Gee, we've seen a lot of those lately. Alright, so we've got a Gottlieb Pro Football in. And that fellow on the left of the screen, hello, that's Kyle. Now that's his machine. And what Kyle's decided to do, he wants to learn a little bit about electromechanical repair. And as we've often said, we're always happy to show people that. And he's obviously a bit interested, obviously for his own machine, and also if he gets any more, or maybe to help other people.
And he has been helping on the bowling coin as well.
Yes. So yesterday, I wasn't here for the day. I had the day off. Had to go and get a tooth out. We've got the replay unit out of the game, and we've got the ball count unit out. Here they are here. So we're going to show Kyle how to pull those apart and overhaul them. They've done all the score reels. They're just doing the last. So there's the point scores all been done, and now they're doing
the runs.
The runs. Well, they call that the scoring, just to confuse people. And remember, pro football's the one with a dirty big 5-inch bell down where the knocker normally sits in a Gottlieb game.
I like it. It makes a great noise.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
Yeah.
So here we have the printed circuit board out of one. It's still a bit grungy. It's got to be cleaned up. And there we've got the score reel being cleaned now. But what we've got, this is the scoring one. There's only 2 switches. There's a 0 position switch and a run out switch, and they're both those bifurcated switches. See the little round nub on there on both of them? That's so they don't flop up and down when they reset. I asked about that before. The only switch that's not bifurcated is on the 9s. Now once again we have the insert out of the game, 14 screws and out it comes. Not a lot of work, and makes it so much easier to get at. Like even getting the replay units is awkward sometimes, and the switches, you know, we like to take them out, give them a clean. The ball count unit, like all those rivets are dirty, we'll show him how to get a bit of Scotch-Brite and clean them up. Let's have a look. The rivets aren't too bad. A little bit of marking will give them a bit of a Dremel. None of them really would warrant replacement, and a bit of PBR grease will fix those up.
The plate's been done.
Okay, we've just completed the plate off the ball count unit. Did you put new springs or?
No, they were pretty good. And actually the snowshoes were near perfect.
Okay, so they'll all spring up and down.
Yeah, nice.
Nicely now. They were sticking like buggery. These pair all should come up together. One, there you go, that's nice.
Yep. And
we put the new genuine factory braid on there. What's that? Bit of fluff. All right. So we're well underway with that, and we'll have that finished a little later this morning. Oh, we've still got to put the we've got to pull the step units apart and put them in the
give them a wash
and give them a good wash and degrease and a wash in the ultrasonic cleaner.
We've also got the FS.
Oh, okay.
That's got to be done.
Now,
and it's got a switch on. It's pretty clogged up, that one.
We have done videos on these ASFS relays before. Quite some time ago. They do tend to confuse or bother a lot of people. Yes, they are a little bit of a pain and fiddly to get right, and they're even worse when they've got a switch on them. This one's got a switch stack on it because that puts more weight.
Someone's got 3.
It spins around, yeah. They're the worst ones. But they are repairable, and sometimes the gear goes on them. Look, that gear down there, you can see its teeth. Actually, we had one the other day. So, I don't know, if anyone feels that they need to know about that, look up our previous video. In the future, we may incorporate another repair on one of those, tear down and repair. Seem to come up an awful lot in all the forums. I don't go onto that pin side much. I know they've got a bit of good stuff on there. But I guess if you can see it visually on a video, well, it makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
All right.
More grease.
There's really not much more we can sort of show you today, I don't think. Just a short...
and this game's getting a brand new cabinet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes, he's ordered a new cabinet for this.
We'll detail that when it comes in, and we'll probably show the stencil being done as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
that's a good idea.
Be a while yet.
All right.
They've just started making the cabinet today, I think.
Right.
They're making 2. If anyone is interested in a wedge head cabinet coming up.
Yeah, they get done on the CNC machine. They're only done wedge head ones at the moment, so that's okay. All right. Well.
So we've got to finish these relays, finish the score reel, do them 2-steppers, and then pretty well we can put it back in the game.
All right. And then what we'll do a video probably on troubleshooting this one as well.
Yeah.
So viewers, thanks very much for watching. If you watched this far, please consider subscribing to our channel, and don't forget to give us the big thumbs up on our videos. We'd greatly appreciate that. Oh, and there's one more thing we need to tell you, and it's about those goat shed signs. We've just learnt that we are not getting them. Now, we're very disappointed. the guy screwed us around for nearly 8 months, and now he's come out and told us, no, it's not going to happen. What we're going to try and do, we're going to try and find another supplier for those, and see what comes out of it, because so many people have asked about them. So we're sorry about that. It's out of our control. We're just as disappointed as you are. Graham only mentioned that to me when I walked in the door this morning.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do about it. So be it. Okay. Well, this has been another Goat Shed presentation.